ass nigga. Dear hater, you for real hater? Must not be on like you say, must not be getting no real paper. Nigga can't have more than you, you know them niggas will still hate you. Those are characteristics in a pussy nigga nature. Talk that shit behind my back, but be on mute when it's a facial. Smiling in my face, but you can't hide all of that hatred. I'm too silent, you a snake. I see that shit a mile away. Man of war, and I'm not sorry, blame that shit on U.P.K. Pussy ass nigga, you a pussy ass nigga. Oh, you confused, you think pussy ass nigga. This ain't drag racing, why you got that drag with you? I'm a bad getter, pull up with two bad bitches. Masculinity be the reason she into me. She say she loving all that big priest energy. Gon' remember me when I step in the facility. I'm screaming I.S.U.P.K, fuck the enemy. Oh, hey, this that one West world shit right here. Think I ain't got the bitch on me, you trippin', homie, that bitch right here. Brown liquor, don't sip that clip. Cloud of vision, let's get shit clear. I ain't even fuck around, homie, put the crown on me, yeah, this my year. Yeah, and I do this shit for my niggas who solid. I ain't resent for I truly acknowledge you ain't in this truth and you ain't in this body, cause bitch you one body. We see it coming cause we really prophets. Oh, want you about it, but you didn't stop it. A hard head make a soft fast, I guess that's why you stop with your soft ass. Hood nigga that can outclass, bougie bitches who talking about class. Soon as you cut a motherfucker, they be like, why you talking to me like that? Valuable lesson, before you judge, I will check the reflection. Real love is correct. Real love is perfection. Ain't a flaw in it, this is raw business, brotherhood is a weapon. Fuck around and get stepped on, tryna step, watch how you step. Fuck around and get stepped on, tryna step, watch how you step. 10 times out of 10 when we get it in, nigga, it's a win. If you ain't in the U.P.K, then nigga, it's a sin. Cause it's only one body, one truth, nigga, one spirit, yeah, one God. But when the shit hit the fan, pussy nigga ran, they got in the win. When niggas saying he was down, when really the nigga switch. Niggas saying he a ride for him, when really the nigga snitch. Really the nigga quit, hey, really the nigga bitch. Yeah, and I'm just telling you the truth about it, this ain't even a diss. Yeah, this how them niggas be acting. Talking that shit like they really be bout it, but when it come down to the action, that's when you find out that they lacking. That's when you find out that they acting. And fucking with my niggas, it's a sure way to end up in the casket. Bitches us against the masses. I don't mind getting dirty, but watch how I clean it up when it get nasty. I lift that Nina up and get the flashy, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Yeah, oh, just cause I love my niggas with a passion. Borders are blue and fringy for the fashion. Yeah, you understand me? You standing tall on what we believe in. Yeah, either you stand on something or you fall for anything. Believe that. Look, and if you standing on the wrong thing, you falling anyway. One West, lost tribe.
Share that thing. We have a live. Christ. Let's go and clap it up. Most time Christ. A Shalom DC, Shalom Israel. We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We start out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Command Engineer Yahanna. You understand? We are not affiliated with any Hebrew Israelite groups or Christian organizations or any of the false doctrines that's out there in the world bamboozling our people. You understand? Tonight is Monday night history class in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of the Washington, D.C. zone. You understand? As you get tuned in on the live stream, you see me doing it right now. Go ahead and share the stream. Go on and share the stream on the Facebook, share the stream on the YouTube, on the Twitter platform. If you're on Twitter, what do they call it now? X. It's called X. If you're on the X application, go ahead and share the stream as well. And let's go on and tune in all the way into the class. All right? You understand? If we got any comments and questions, of course, tap into that comment section chat. You understand? And let's get going if you have any questions or any comments. We got anything just yet? No sign first. Let's get ones in the chat. If the stream you can hear perfectly and clear. Maybe some ones in the chat. Give me some ones in the chat. If you're reading us loud and clear, give me zeros if you're having trouble with the audio. still down. Let me get ones in the chat. The ones in the chat. If the stream is nice, loud, and clear. Ones in the chat. The stream is nice, loud, and clear. Ones in the chat. I understand. For the ones in your head, this is Monday Night History class in the DC zone in the ISUPK. Monday Night History class. Officer Washi with me. Officer Rock. You understand? If you got any questions or comments, let's get into that comment section. Ask a question. We'll do our best to investigate the truth. Let's go. Just going to give us a brief poll as we tune to give us a brief poll. We're going to fix up our facts.
Yeah. On 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and their head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even count. These niggas don't run it like we run it, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine then. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got him mad, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. U.P.K top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that E-Line van to a damn tank. I got chopper stash in that attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got him made, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real.
It's good. Let's get ones in the chat. Let's cop it back up. All right. Give me some ones in the chat. If the audio is nice and clear and you can hear us, you understand? We're going to get rocking and rolling. You understand? Shalom. Y'all about to should bring a thumb to all of the brothers that's tuning in. Yahweh Shemal Lathabah Hashem Yahweh Shai. To all of the sisters that's tuning in. Most High in Christ. You understand? This Monday Night History class in the I.S.U.P.K. Washington, D.C. zone. You understand? If you have any questions, any comments, man, make sure that you put them into the comment section. Ask your questions. We'll do our best to get around to them. You understand? Go on and press that share button. Go on and tap that like button. All of that and above. You understand? If there's any questions, we're going to go ahead and address them things. You understand? As y'all can see, the title of today, it's a lot going on all up and down in America in the black community, black news. It's a whole lot that's going down. Of course, you got P. Diddy. P. Diddy. It turns out that he did do it. P. Diddy did do it, and now he's sorry. If you don't know, let me hip you up to game and what's recently going on throughout the news in Hollywood and going on with your famous people and your high valued men that you Christians love so much. You understand? Because of course, Diddy had all the fame in the world. You know what I'm saying? He's changed his names at least 5 times. That alone is shiesty. If I got to change my name 7 times, you know, understand, throughout my fame and throughout my existence, I got to change my name 7 times. That's a little shiesty right there in itself. He called himself what? P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love. There was a new one that he was most recently just calling himself. I can't remember what it was. There was another one that he was calling himself. Nonetheless, P. Diddy, turns out footage was released years ago. I think the year was what, 2016 or 2015? 2016, of him whooping Cassie's behind, of him putting straight up paws on Cassie, dragging her up and down. What is that, a hotel? Is that a hotel? Dragging him up and down in a hotel like it's been done before. Like, this isn't a key. If you're doing it in a public place, this should tell you really, how abusive that this man is. This should show you just how abusive and how comfortable in his power he is. And that's for no reason, because that is what Hollywood produces. That is what a corrupt tree produces, is evil men. There's a reason. Now you finding out. Now you Christians is finding out, and the world is finding out why the Lord said to separate yourself from these evil men, to separate yourself from America and separate yourself from this society. Because when you join yourself to this society, you think you get a little crumb or a good little paycheck. Now you think you get a little power, you get a little seat up there in the government, and you become a little politician, right? You become a CEO of some business. Once you now decide that you're going to join, even if it's for 1%, that's what y'all be trying to come around and talk about, that whole selling your soul on above. When you get in bed with the devil, you are now going to work for the devil. When you get in bed with that whore, you now become a victim of that whore and a worker for that whore. You understand? Now you are going to look at America as your pimp, and you're going to go out there to do exactly the evil works that they have made you feel that you can do. But however, now we see the footage is coming out where he then went and dragged Cassie up and down. It was just speculation before. It was speculation. It was rumors. It was people that was being quiet. And if you think that there isn't your favorite artist or your favorite famous person in the industry that doesn't know about the evilness that goes on, Hollywood is just as evil as your police stations. It's just as evil as your precincts, to where you know what's going on with behind those closed doors. You know what's going on at them parties, at them Diddy parties. You know what's going on. You got some celebrity that's like, listen, man, you got to tell Diddy no. That's what they say. You had to tell Diddy no. But then you look up and you see some of your favorite artists, some of your famous people, some of your celebrities and your YouTubers and TikTokers, and some of your podcasts and commentators and sports commentators. Everybody's there. When the Joel Osteen list came out, you had the president of the United States on that list. You had all types of celebrities on these lists attending these functions together. You've seen them on footage, you've seen them in the pictures and the videos, and you scratch your head and wonder, how is it that nobody knew? How is it that it went undercover without anybody knowing what was going on behind closed doors? It took what year are we in? 2024. This happened in 2016. That took 8 years for them to say, you know what, we're going to release this footage. For what reason? Now, we're not going to dive into all the conspiracy, but what we're going to point out and show you about this evil and corrupt system is you should not be surprised about the evil works that then gone unnoticed and unspoken on. You shouldn't be surprised. Diddy's coming up now and saying, you know what, man, I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing, and all of this and above. And Diddy, you only sorry because you got caught.
That's right.
You only sorry because you got caught. When it's now time to face the judgment and face the humiliation and to take accountability for your actions, now you're sorry. You weren't sorry when you was throwing them blows at her head. You wasn't sorry when you was knocking her out unconscious. You wasn't sorry for anything that you've done and the allegations that have come up against you. But now it is that there's actual vivid proof. This ain't no screenshot. This ain't no text message. This ain't no Photoshop. This is you in a towel, you freaky man. This is you in a full-blown towel in a hotel Which once again, it really does shine a light on that simple fact that you have to be real comfortable in your power to go and beat somebody down like that in the middle of a hotel where there are hundreds of eyes. That should show you something. So when you look at the deal that your oppressor offers you, a little crumb, a couple $1 million or whatever you want to call it, and think that that means the entire world, when you get into bed with the devil, you're going to now work for the devil. It's just that simple. You understand? And Hollywood is ran by our oppressor. Hollywood is ran by the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? It's ran by it. You see all of the corrupt nature and all of the violence that has been in there. And we think that we can just go into this thing and change it. No, you have to get rid of the entire thing. The entire tree is corrupt. And the Bible tells you this. You think that that money was going to protect you from your evil actions, or that hedge that is not really a hedge around you is going to protect you from these evil actions that you've been doing? You don't understand that what's done in the dark is most definitely going to get brought to the light. Please.
Officer Dr. Mariah Al said, "Slack if I could. Did you see those rainbow socks Diddy had on
while he was beating Cassie? He had on rainbow socks. Lord of my, if you can find a picture that's eligible that can be put on the screen, right? I did not see those socks. I wasn't looking at the man's feet. You know what I mean? I wasn't looking at the man's feet, and I didn't realize this cat got on rainbow socks. Like, you talking about the color rainbow, like Taste the Rainbow Skittles, yellow, blue, red, green, blue socks. This is what you call, this is what America does when you join your oppressor, and this is not your nature. You are now going to be dysfunctional. You are now going to be some emotional drug addict, drunk. You understand, who is filled with power above the other slaves that you feel that you have, that now you believe now get away with certain evil actions. You now believe, Diddy full out believes that he could have gotten away with punching a woman. Diddy believes that he can get away with murder. Diddy believes that he could get away with all of the allegations that's up against him, sex trafficking, the whole 9 yards. He believes that he good. He thinks he's untouchable. And that's what Satan will allow you to do. America give you a little bit of money, change up your living environment, change up your wardrobe and your attire, and now you think you untouchable. Now you think you run stuff. You don't run nothing. And this should go to show you, Diddy is a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire. You understand? He got about 7 houses in Calabasas, all these different things that he got going on. He got multiple cars, multiple homes. He has all of this fame. And he done gained it at the same time while being an evil man behind closed door, a wicked man behind closed door. So this should go to tell you shouldn't sell your soul like the Bible say. For what? For the gainship of the world? When the camera's in front of Diddy, you know what he did? He talked all of the love in the world. He talked all the love in the world, and brother loved this and brother loved that. You understand? He made himself seem like he was righteous, like many other entertainers do. But Diddy is an entertainer. And now you come out to find that these guys been lying. And it took some actual vivid proof, some visual for you to see of what type of man this guy is. This is why you shouldn't envy none of these cats that's up there in Hollywood. You shouldn't envy none of them. And the Bible, we're going to pull out the scripture. You got a video you about to play?
No, I ain't going to play the video.
Solid. You was able to find a picture? You understand? We're going to find the scripture soon to where it is that you shouldn't envy none of these guys. You should understand that if you decide that you're going to join your oppressor, you could imagine the skeletons that's in these guys' closets. You can imagine the things that these guys have done for a check, for money. And now when it's now come out to light, now you want to be sorry. That's a big problem that you should understand, that when you're doing evil behind these closed doors, when you're being wicked, when you're being some disgusting person out there and you committing crimes and you just think that you're going to get away scotch-free, that's the spirit of America. Because America, they haven't been brought to judgment yet for the 400 years plus of slavery. They haven't been brought to judgment yet for lynching and slavery. They haven't been brought to justice yet for persecuting blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. So now when you see Hollywood ran by the Jewish man, ran by your oppressor, ran by America, when you see all of these people that have got this prosperity and haven't been touched yet, somehow you believe that you can't get touched. Somehow you believe that now, oh, you one of them. Listen, like the Bible say, a leopard can't change his spots. You forget you're a Negro. You're a nigga. You are not one of them. You are not a white man. You understand? You are not your oppressor whatsoever. You got something?
No, it's on the screen.
The picture?
Yeah.
Do you see the rainbow socks?
I see the rainbow socks.
Oh my Lord. Listen, Diddy was beating on, was whooping up Cassie in rainbow socks. You understand? A LGBTQ community man. Are we allowed to say LGBTQ? A alternative lifestyle man. You understand? Was beating up Cassie in rainbow socks. Now, doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't it sound familiar? Wasn't it a sister that got beat up in what, Mexico? On a sister got beat up in Mexico by a transgender, by alternative lifestyle person, got beheaded. Oh, okay, got beat. Salagi got beat. Didn't that happen? This is a familiar behavior that is very consistent within that community, and there's proof to show it. I'm not just making this up. There's proof to show it. So here it is that this man here is beating the snot out of Cassie in rainbow socks and a towel and no shirt on, up and down the hallways of this hotel. Takes a break, sits down, and then continues again. This is an emotionally disturbed person. You understand? And this is why the Bible tell you. Let me get Ecclesiasticus 9 and 11. Let me get Ecclesiasticus 9:11 in the Apocrypha. You understand? The Bible tells us we shouldn't envy the prosperity of these men. We see how evil people are given power in America. That's because everything in America is upside down. That's because everything in America and the power of America. That's why the Bible say that the earth being in the hands of the wicked, like this is what it looks like. You got men like P. Diddy sitting on millions right now. Meanwhile, he doesn't have the self-control to not beat on a woman. Meanwhile, he doesn't have the self-control, you understand, to not do the evil actions that he has. And he has power. He's considered an icon and a mogul, then been around the top fame in the music industry for however long. And he's gotten rich and famous and ate delicious, travels the world, has family and all this and above. Has everything. And this is why the Bible tells you, don't envy no man like that. Don't envy the prosperity. Don't envy the prosperity or be jealous of the prosperity of this evil man. An evil kingdom is going to put evil people in seats that have that power. That's what's going to happen. P. Diddy would be somebody that's low in the kingdom of heaven. That's low in the kingdom of Christ. That's what that would be. You got what I need? Let me get it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner.
Say it again.
Envy not the glory of a sinner.
Envy not the glory of a sinner, man. Don't you envy the glory of a sinner. You shouldn't envy P. Diddy. You shouldn't envy none of these artists or be jealous of the glory that they're getting from other wicked people. And we see it is for what it is. You can't hide from all of the facts that's now starting to come out. One of the biggest things that people love to say is there's cameras everywhere now. There's cameras everywhere. Phones got cameras everywhere. Everybody's recording. Paparazzi is everywhere. Everybody's posting videos. And you're starting to see a lot of this proof come out. You're starting to see a lot of court documentations. When somebody else get hemmed up, they start to try to go ahead and give them a little sweet deal so they can get to talk. And now you're starting to see everything starting to unfold right before your eyes. It all seems like, man, I want to get rich quick scheme. I want to get the paycheck. Let me sign the contract. It all seems nice and cool until you find yourself doing something or agreeing to a lifestyle that you know nothing about until now you're a part of that lifestyle. So the Bible says what? To envy what? Not the glory of a sinner. That's what Diddy is. These cats up in here, when you look at your politicians, when you look at the black leaders in the black community, Diddy is the same man that opens up his mouth and tries to speak on black issues. How? How can you expect a man like this that has cameras in front of his face, has cameras everywhere that's following him around, and expect him to know how it is to fix black people when he can't fix his damn self? How do you expect him to know, or why would you believe anything so-called motivational about a man like this when behind closed doors, he's supposedly and allegedly running sex schemes, running sex trafficking? He's supposedly beating up women. And here goes your evidence of that right here. Now it's all coming to fold, but these things been being said for years. You can't trust these politicians. You can't trust these political leaders. You can't trust a man or somebody that had joined our oppressor and now has joined their way of life. You can't trust nothing that comes out of their mouth. Everything that comes out of their mouth would be considered foolish and unwise because this was going on behind closed doors. So when he comes out now and tries to apologize, you apologizing to us, you done lived a evil life and done gained so much prosperity off of it and thought nobody would ever notice. And that's something that we are raised and taught to follow within America. We think that we could get away with crime. How many examples do we need that we do get punished for our crimes? How many examples do you need? And that to know that you're at that level and still commit your crimes with that level and with that type of power, and you think that you're never going to get caught, that's how deep you've fallen into that ditch. That's how deep that you now believe that you're not a slave. Diddy don't believe he's a slave. P. Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs, and his children didn't believe his children getting called out for allegations as well. His little twin, his little mini-me, the one that looked just like him, he got allegations going against him. The one that's not his son, but he raised on, it was with one of the women that he got back in the day.
I'll be sure, son.
That's his name.
I'll be sure, yeah, son. Yeah.
He got allegations going against him right now too. The whole family getting hit up. So now, while it seemed all glorious and it seemed like he had a successful family, didn't he seem successful? He got Rolls Royces, right? He is your high value man. He could take care and pay all of your bills. He can get your nails done that cost $200. He can pay for that $400 wig because you can't grow hair for nothing. He can pay for that $400 wig. He can make you feel nice and beautiful. And then when you get home, he gonna smack the makeup off you. He can pay for the makeup for sure. You can get dressed up and get the eyelashes. Y'all sisters want them wings on your eyes. When you get home with P. Diddy, this high valued man is going to high five the eyelashes right off of your face. That's P. Diddy, but he's high valued, right? And now people decide to follow something like that instead of following somebody that has morals. And the people that's quiet within the industry that knows these type of things that's been going on, why is it that they're still around? Why is it that nobody's being persecuted? Why is nobody being brought to the judgment seat to now these allegations to be found out if they're true or false or not? And Diddy not the only one, and Cassie not the only one. This is just the one that got released on camera. Don't be surprised if more comes out about, him abusing any other woman or abusing any other man. You understand? Don't be surprised about any of that. Don't be surprised about these celebrities that's going to get outed. You don't understand the type of oppressor that you're dealing with. Don't you understand that the white man and our oppressor will throw you under the bus if it means to push their agenda? They'll throw you right under the bus. They know what you got going on. That clip is from 2016. There is no conspiracy about why you've been holding on to a clip for that long. Yeah, there's little channels you got to go through first before you can just release anything. But go ahead.
Shell says, I'm gonna say allegedly, but this is what she said. She says Diddy paid $50,000 to keep that hush. Someone leaked the video.
Hey, I mean, once again, we shouldn't be surprised in none of that. You should just know, if you listen to any of the I.S.U.P.K classes, if you listen to Commander Yahanna whatsoever, if you tune in on any of our classes, you will know that all of these the culture and society of what is within Hollywood and what is going on that's around there and trusting our oppressor, you would know that that's a bad move. You would know that they're all phonies. You would know that your pastors is phonies. You would know that your politicians is phonies. You would know that your president candidates is phonies. You would know that the entire system is phonies. You would know them for who they really are. But some of us have hope within America. Some of us still are chasing that dream to be this multimillionaire within Hollywood, to be this, movie producer and be this and be that and be in all of the inside of white society and go to the Met Galas and be able to sit front row at some, model show and all this and above. Many of us still have this big dream because we was taught a Christian lie.
Right. We
was taught a Christian lie that love is just abound and that everybody's just love. You understand? And that's what we should just do is just love and be happiness. And ain't nothing going wrong in the world, Bokwasi. Ain't nothing going wrong in the world. Ain't no evil out there. It's just a few bad apples. Nah, that's not what the Bible says. A good tree don't produce bad apples. You understand? And a bad tree, a corrupt tree, doesn't produce good apples. You understand? Let me get the rest of that scripture. The what was it at? Ecclesiastes 9 and 11.
Ecclesiastes 9:11. Envy not the glory of a sinner,
Right.
for thou knowest not what shall be his end.
For thou knowest not what shall be his end. You understand? While we telling you, man, listen, all that prosperity and all that clout, all that fame, all of that comes with a price. And why you shouldn't envy that glory? Listen, this right here is Diddy's end. There is no bounce back from that. You understand? R. Kelly, the king of pop, couldn't bounce back from the crimes it is that he committed. He's the king of what? Pop, right? Or not pop. He's the king of something. R&B. That's pop is Michael Jackson, right? Listen, Salakia. He's the king of R&B. Supposedly, he couldn't bounce back from his crimes and his allegation that was waged up against him. You understand? Gayle King was ripping into R. Kelly on his interview. P. Diddy, he's on what was it? Instagram, going live talking about he's apologizing for what he's doing. It's too late for all that. It's too late for all that. So like, go ahead.
Like, if I could, in his apology, before his apology, before this video came out, he was very adamant. He had press releases and all this, posts saying that these were lies. It's just people trying to get a money grab, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this and all that stuff. Fast forward to when when the video came out. Now he's apologized. He's discussing with himself, but he never apologized to Cassie, whom he wronged. He never apologized. He's sorry that the video came out, and he never apologized for saying that I lied. Than saying that these were lies when he knew it was the truth. So and
listen, and not only is that true, what the sister was just saying about the 50,000, I can't confirm nor deny the 50,000 and this and this and that. But what I will say is that's not the first time I've heard that Diddy done paid off anybody. Now, y'all tell me, everybody online, you understand? Also, Bakwashi, if you may as well. That behavior seems pretty common. The behavior that I could do you wrong, and then I try to pay you off to keep silent. So I try to pay you off to heal your wounds and to comfort you. Don't that sound a little familiar? Don't that sound familiar when you're talking about the families of our brothers and sisters that have been put down by corrupt police officers and a corrupt system and a corrupt government and a corrupt judgment and a corrupt judge? Don't that sound a little familiar? Don't that sound like Tamir Rice? Don't that sound like Philanda Castile and Michael Brown? Don't that sound like all of the families that didn't been paid off a couple 100,000, a couple million? What was the sister that got paid like what, 6 million or something like that a few years back? And she still tried to end up ending herself sometime after because that money could not bring back her son. Who was that?
That was Freddie Gray's mother.
Freddie Gray's mother. Freddie Gray's mother was trying to get paid off to keep quiet and comfort her wounds and that her son would never be brought back to her. Like the brother just said, Officer Bakwashi just said, he come out with an apology video and don't even apologize to Cassie and the family that he harmed. He don't apologize to none of that. Diddy is simply sorry because a video is out displaying who he is. And a huge and heavy point that you brought out by saying he was just saying days ago and weeks ago that all of this was lies and he's making this up and they trying to get a check out of him. Then now what do you say? Now you have to address the things that you just said, because you just tried to say that it wasn't true. You just tried to say that the things they're saying about you was lies. Nah, this is the society that you're dealing with, where America has now tainted black men and black women to now you can lie in front of the eyes of millions of people and go about your life perfectly fine. After these crimes that Diddy done committed, he went and threw more parties, Officer Bakwash. He threw more parties. He went back on that big behind bed in his backyard. He went back on the vacations. He went back on the yachts and the boats. He went back to eating at the finest restaurants and most luxurious restaurants. He went back to all of the parties and the Met Galas and the Grammy Awards and this and this and that. He went right back to it as if he never did it. Money don't solve all your problems, man. Money doesn't solve all your problems. You can't you understand, abuse somebody and think because I paid you off, I'm in the clear. You can't pay somebody off. You know what that also sounds like, Officer Bukwash? That sounds like the Christian church.
Right.
That sounds also like the church. So all you got to do is go to Sunday's church, sit down for an hour or two, and listen to some man yell on and sweat all over a microphone. And now you feel like you holy sanctified, and you can pay for God's love. All you got to do is give him an hour or two, throw $1 or $2 in the little jar, in the little bucket, in the basket, and now you are all good and clean. You don't have to change none of your ways. That is a Christian for you. And P. Diddy, he's a Christian. I don't want to hear nothing in the comment section talking about he's not a Christian. He's a bad apple. There's people that say they're Christians, but they ain't really Christians. No, Diddy is a full-blown Christian just like you. Diddy is a full-blown Christian just like you. Because isn't the behavior of Diddy the same behavior which goes out in the world? Am I right or wrong? Don't you also think that you can do whatever it is and disobey God and commit these crimes and live whatever life that you're living, and that all you got to do is apologize? Diddy's doing what you would have done if you got caught, apologizing. And he thinks that this is going to get swept under the rug when it's not. Money doesn't fix all your problems. Money's not going to bring back, it's not going to take back the blows you sent at Cassie. Paying off somebody is not going to, or having somebody in your pocket is not going to now blot away the crimes that you're committing. That does not happen. That does not work. This is why the Bible is telling you, don't you envy that glory, because there's nothing glorious about it. While they have a camera in front of him and is wearing a nice suit, he's an abuser. While he has, you understand, the finest and most luxurious cars, he's an abuser. While he's sitting there being considered a high valued man and can pay all your bills, he's an abuser. You understand? While he's over here being able to pay everything and live this life and have all of this fame and have all of the trust of the black community, he's an abuser. So what glory is there to envy and to be jealous of? You don't have to be jealous of this man because he has millions of dollars. You're more righteous than P. Diddy is. You don't have to be, you understand, jealous and envious and want the lifestyle that he has. You understand? You can have that. You can have a genuine smile and have a strong family with morals and integrity, then take the path that P. Diddy took.
Right.
You understand? You should keep in mind what it is how you live in your life when these cameras aren't around. Mm-hmm. That's what you should keep in mind. You understand? I think there's more onto the next scripture in verse 12. Right?
Verse 12.
Uh-huh.
You like not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Say it again.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. You understand? Ain't nothing that you should delight in that P. Diddy had pleasure in. P. Diddy had pleasure in a lot of things. You understand? He had pleasure in men. He had pleasure in that. If you're a man, you should not find pleasure in another man. That's unholy. That's unlawful. That's nasty work for sure. Read it one more time. Salakia.
You like not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure.
And Diddy is ungodly. You understand? Diddy is an ungodly man doing ungodly things. You understand? He coming out here. The Bible say delight not in the things that the ungodly man have delight in. You understand? So when you look at when they talking about the Diddy parties and you seeing what's going on at these parties and they telling you when they go in the back room and why you ain't partying with me, but you ain't really party. Why me and you ain't party together? Yeah, you don't want to delight in that type of party. And there's many of people who have come out and have said this about P. Diddy, but ain't nothing happened to him. He ain't lose no record deals. He ain't lose no labels. He ain't lose none of it. The victims weren't heard until now this video footage done came out. And this is one victim out of many. This is one victim out of many. You understand? You should not delight in the evil things that these people are participating into. You understand? You got some of these celebrities that's telling you to get high. What is it that these some of our celebrities and famous people want you to partake in? All of the homosexual get-togethers and parties, all of the get high nation. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna smoke and we're gonna do this. All of these things that's coming out on what it is that these cats is doing. You should not delight in those things. Ain't nothing fun about it. Ain't nothing fun about it. You understand? Diddy said what? I feel bad for whoever caught on that camera. Diddy said he recorded everything in his house. He went on Club Shay Shay, and before all of this kicked off, and he said he had a camera in every single room in his house. Yes. He said it himself. That's on Club Shay Shay. He said it himself. You understand? He had a camera in every single room in his house. Now imagine y'all was worried about Freak Nick and your mama being on there. Listen, your daddy might be on Diddy's camera somewhere in the 3rd or 4th bathroom. That might be happening. Salakia, go ahead.
Since all this has been kicking off, there's a lot of celebrities who have been known to frequent Diddy's parties coming out and saying, "Nah, I left early. I always left early." Okay.
What's early for you? Salakia, you know what I mean? What's early for you? There's a lot of traffic trying to get up out of them. What's early for you? You understand? But meanwhile, even after knowing about this type of man, some of your celebrities are still there. So when we talk about there ain't no good cops, and we talk about there ain't no good this because you don't persecute the bad cops, when you decide to go and be friends and be buddies and make records and make studios and commit to studio time and get signed to his label and all this and above, man, you just as evil as that person. To know that this person is abusing somebody and you still hang around them, you're just as evil as them. You're an accomplice to what it is that you know. What do you want to say? You're scared? What do you want to say? You're scared to address it. You're scared to call a cop or whatever the case may be. You are just as evil when you now join them. When you know that this person has allegations that's being waged against them. When you know that you've been around this type of guy and you still decide to go be buddy with them, you're just as evil as them. You understand? Don't never think that somebody that's even prosperous, you think that that's going to last forever. That's going to be the end. Because that's what it looks like. It looks like if I get all the money in the world, then surely I'm untouchable. That untouchableness will make you make decisions that's going to end your career. That's going to end your life. That's going to put you on blast in front of the entire world. Now, all of Diddy's family members who don't know or already do know about this guy, now everybody has to witness as this guy's going to get torn down. And once again, it doesn't stop at just P. Diddy. There's a lot of celebrities, a lot of famous people that's being caught up, a lot of your politicians, a lot of your pastors, you understand, that's being called out for what it is that they are doing behind closed doors. And the fact is they've been playing in your face this entire time. You've been trusting in men and trusting in these entertainers for how long? They've been making decisions for how long? Just like they went and got Jay-Z to go and calm down black people when it is that we protesting and this and that. That's an entertainer. And you trust in him. And what, you going to be shocked if anything comes out about Jay-Z? You're going to be shocked if anything comes out about your famous entertainers, your athletes, or whatever the case may be? You should not be shocked, because that is the culture and environment that they now have attached themselves to. Take away all of the spookism from selling your soul, from that whole essence of selling your soul. All of that's in the Bible. All of that's in the Bible. And you know what that happens when you now decide that you're going to join that evil? You're going to gain the world. You're going to gain the world. And what is that you gain, man, if you lose yourself? What happens there? You ask Kanye West, he decayed right before our eyes. He left the sister from College Dropout or whatever it was. That's the name of the mixtape or the album that he came out with, Kanye West, from back in the day when he was with the black yeah.
You talking about Rusty tennis ball head?
I don't remember her name, but he had him a black sister. But yeah, before the Kim Kardashian, he had him a black woman.
No, that was a Hamite.
It was a Hamite?
Yeah.
Didn't know that one. Didn't know that part. I don't even know. I don't remember what she looked like. But I don't remember what she looked like. But I know that he was with somebody else before that. And this is when Kanye West was talking whatever on his albums before he started. You know, he had his mixtape and albums. He had the ear of the black community. No, way before Amber Rose. This is when he wrote. This is when he came out with the mixtape. It was either a mixtape or an album, that College Dropout or something like that. You understand? Obviously, you can tell I'm not the biggest Kanye fan. I don't know all his music and all that and above. Obviously, you can tell that. But once again, you can see right before your eyes, once again, on what happens to our men and our people when we decide to join such an evil nation and such an evil society. You understand? You're now going to adapt and adopt into their behavior, into their ways. You understand? Which is why I tell you, He believed that he can pay off all of this that he's done. He believes that he can pay off the cameramen. He can pay off the hotel people and the people that work at the hotel. They got themselves a big old paycheck until that money started to run short. Until that money started to run short, he spread his money too wide. He ain't spread it even. And now, when it's time to pay, it's either we release these videos or you pay up. You understand? And you're dealing with a country and a society that is greedy. You're dealing with Hollywood that is greedy. You understand? That's what you're dealing with. So what you think you can pay enough? Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. What is done in the dark is most definitely going to come to the light. You understand? Let me get Psalms Any more in verse 12? Please.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. But remember, they shall not go unpunished unto the grave.
But remember, you're not going to go unpunished unto the grave. That's not how the Lord moves. That's not how the Lord moves. Either you're going to suffer, your kids going to suffer, your family going to suffer, somebody going to suffer. You understand? That's going to happen. You're not going to go unto your grave with these evils that you done and just ain't nobody going to, ain't nothing going to happen to you. No, judgment is everybody is going to face judgment sooner or later, one day or another. Everybody's going to face judgment, man. You understand? And as you can see, Diddy is very much alive and he's hearing it now. He's starting to hear it now. Like I said, more is going to come out. This is just one clip that came out, and that is from 8 years ago. Imagine how much evil has been done. If he got away with it 8 years ago, let me ask you something so you can understand that there is more and you shouldn't be surprised about more. When you got away with it one time, didn't you do it again? When you got away with getting high one time, didn't you get high again? When you stole one time, didn't you steal again? But Diddy been doing it since what, the 90s? Diddy been doing it since the 90s? You understand? You're just going to keep doing it again and again and again until you get caught. And once again, that is the nature of our oppressor. And that's why when they give you a little bit of crumb, and as they like to say, you sell your soul and all this and above, they make you feel like you're important, make you feel like you have power. And now you have to feed their agenda. Now you have to dive into their plate. You don't really have power. You're low. P. Diddy don't really have power. He don't really have fame compared to them, compared to all of Hollywood. You don't really have no seat up there. But if I make you think you do, you're gonna live the life that you know you want to live. You're gonna start doing all of these things that's evil and foolish and wicked and think that you're gonna get away with it because you think they got away with it. So now you feel like you will too. Ain't nobody gonna know. Let's keep this on the hush. I'll make you a very rich man. I'll make you a very rich woman. I'll move it. That job you say you always wanted, I'll give you that job. That career you say you always wanted, I'll give you that career. That's what they mean by you gonna now sell your soul. That's why you got some sisters out here, because it done dwindled all the way down. You got some sisters that say, what? Man, I'm only on this OnlyFans. I'm only, taking these pictures and these videos because I got to pay for college. You understand? I got to pay for college. I got to make it through school. You understand? So, I'm just doing this for now. You go out there with an alias. You don't want nobody to know your name. You don't want nobody to know who you are. All of that trickles down and we learn it from whoever's above us. You learn it from influence from what's above you. Because you see a culture of things going around where people are committing evil and nobody cares. You have drugs that is literally legal. That was illegal at one time. That's now legal that you can go ahead and get high off of. Now you're dealing with a society that is now telling you and rewarding you for evil when it ain't good. And now you think that you're just going to get away with it until it catches up with you. Weed is legal until it catches up with you. Until you get a lace blunt, until you get some drug that been laced and that you're smoking some K2. It's all cool and dandy now until it catches up with you. There's no evil that you can do that is not going to catch up with you. There is none. Let me get Psalms 37:1. You understand? There is no evil that you can do that's not going to catch up with you sooner or later. That's why the Bible say, don't you ever commit a sin and say, I have not sinned. Don't you be living a life that you live in and say to yourself, nah, I haven't sinned. Why? Because as the Christians say, God strike me down now if I'm lying. And because you don't get struck down right then and there, you think that you're in the clear. See, I'm in the clear. And you see how stupid that sounds? If I'm lying, God strike me down right now. That's a famous saying in the Christian community. God strike me down right now. That's foolish doctrine. Even when you at work and you get a phone call about your child acting up in school, that child got to wait for you to get home to give them judgment. Even that has to happen. You setting up the plot, telling them to go pick whatever belt. I know I used to do back in the day. Go pick whatever belt. It took you a few whoopings to realize you shouldn't pick the skinny one. You understand? Go pick whatever switch. It took you a few switches to realize you shouldn't go pick the skinny switch. You understand? Go for the Latinos, go pick the chocolates. It took you a few times before you realize what slipper to choose. You even have to wait to get judgment from your parents when you done got in trouble at school. But yet the Christian church done told you that if I'm doing this evil, God strike me down now. And if you don't get caught up right then and there, you know what happens, because we were all kids before. You thought that you can get away with it again, right? Parents say you can't eat upstairs. First time you drop nothing on the carpet. You didn't drop no fruit punch on the carpet. You didn't get no food on the carpet. Nothing went wrong. So then you say, oh man, I think I can get away with it. Dad don't come home until about 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, right? He's never in this part of the house. I think I can sneak out this one time. I think I can do this. I think I can do this. Every time you get away with it, you just go do it again. That doesn't work at all for us. It's best that you just learn and accept that I don't know when judgment might come around the corner. So I'm gonna just make sure that I don't do the evil at all. Please.
Man, when you said that sneaking out thing,
brought you back, huh?
Nah, it was a story that happened many years ago. There's one teenager that snuck out of his house to go to a party and tell his parents and whatnot. When the party was over, he was drunk. Tried to sneak back in the house. Snuck back into his next door neighbor's house, thinking it was his house. Next door neighbor.
I know where this is going.
Next door neighbor, thought it was an intruder, and unloaded in the kid. And the kid is gone because he didn't obey what his parents told him to do. Not to go out, not to basically do what he was doing while he was there. Yeah, that's tragic. If he wasn't intoxicated, he would have known where he was.
Rules and regulations exist for a reason, brothers and sisters. There's a reason for that. You understand? The law, statutes, and commandments is what keeps chaos outside of our door.
Right.
It's what gives you some sort of wisdom so you don't make foolish decisions like P. Diddy and beating the snot out of Cassie and thinking that nobody would ever know. You understand? And thinking nobody would ever find out. And then you're such a predator. So many people have convinced people that this is okay to happen to them. Cassie went a long time, went a while without saying anything until she attempted to say something. You understand? And even then it was allegations of trying to pay off this and pay off that. You understand? You have to understand that there is punishment and well-deserved punishment for crimes. You understand? When you going out here and you being some evil, wicked old person out here, you got to understand that justice should be given to victims. You would want justice for your mother. You think P. Diddy want anybody to lay hands on his mother and beat the snot out of his mother? You think P. Diddy want anybody to beat the snot out of his sister? But you gonna beat the snot out of somebody else's sister. You gonna beat the snot out of somebody else's mother. You understand? But he wouldn't want it to happen to him. He wouldn't want it to happen to him. But in this society, I can do to you if I got more power than you, what you can't do to me. And now he's being persecuted for it. He's being called out for it. You understand? Now he's in the red light. Now he's in the limelight for really of his actions unfolding right before our eyes. Which is why we all should consider, just because ain't no camera that's in front of you, you shouldn't now go look and evaluate your life and see what it is that's not being seen and not being told and what nobody knows. You might want to go check in and tap into the skeletons that's in those closets, you understand, and go in and change your actions and change your ways. Because you could end up being the next P. Diddy. You understand? You could be brought out for being an abuser. You could be brought out for being a predator. You could be brought out for being all of these things. And then what? And then what? But meanwhile, what makes it so much worse, Officer Bakwash, is then you go in front of everybody's face like you're just, holy, sanctified, and just glorious, and everybody should, want to be like you, and you talking all motivational speeches. Like that's sick. That's evil. That's really sick to now go sit up here and now say and try to motivate and be, you know, all politic about what we should do as a people and coming together and coming to you. They come to you and you go to Diddy's house, you going to the wrong thing. You coming together with something you don't want to go together with. You understand? To children. You done had children come out and say things about P. Diddy. Children. Don't be surprised if more things now start to come out of the dark, and now you're starting to see what it is that this man really is. You understand? What scripture was you holding? I think that was Psalms 37:1. Matter of fact, hold that. Let me get an evil tree. That's in Matthew. I think it's 17:7. Hold on one second. Matthew chapter 7, verse 17. Let me hold that one. Let me get Matthew chapter 7, verse 17. You understand? You shouldn't be surprised that these things done flown under the radar for so long as they have. You shouldn't be surprised as if nobody has known. Nah, they do know. They do know. And the reason why it was never spoken on is because why? These is not just evil fruit, but they come from an evil tree. The entire system of the government is corrupt. The entire system of Hollywood is corrupt. You understand? The entire, award shows and the game shows and the fame and the everything that you see on within the Hollywood and with your celebrities and your politicians and your churches, all of it is corrupt. And we keep having this foolish ideology that we can go in there and change something that was made crooked from the foundation, that was made evil from the foundation, that have done evil works to get into the seat that they have right now. And that's going to be the same way that they fall. You understand? That's going to be the same way that Hollywood falls. That's going to be the same way America falls. The same way that they got their power. You understand? You got what I want? Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 17 and verse 7.
No, chapter 7, verse 17.
7, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
But a corrupt tree brings forth evil fruit. The entire tree that is Hollywood is corrupt. So it's not just a matter of it's a few bad apples, as they try to say. A bad apple came from a bad tree, a tree that ain't properly nurtured and properly nutrient and all that and above. That's where that bad apple then came from an evil tree, from a corrupt tree. And you can't sit here and tell me that Hollywood is not corrupt. You can't sit here and tell me that the music industry is not corrupt. You understand that the movie industry is not corrupt. You can't tell me that all of these industries out here that is ran by our oppressor is not corrupt. You forgot who was sitting in that seat. So now when you go and sign that dotted line and you now are given a piece of the crumb and given a piece of the pie, and now you feel like you're up and mighty in power and you have a little bit of say so, you really don't. You understand? You're working for your oppressor. You really don't. You understand? You know what type, they know exactly who to put in what seat. So when we talk about, we seeing P. Diddy come out with this, and you seeing allegations about Usher, you seeing the things come out about R. Kelly, you seeing the things come about all your celebrities out here that's getting now put on the wall, being their face put on the wall. Now you're gonna see Salagia, no Diddy. Now you're gonna see really what they've been doing behind closed doors. You understand? An evil tree can't produce no good fruit. You want to think that P. Diddy was somebody to listen to and an icon and a music mogul that we should listen to and we should watch. Now you got videos from back in the early 2000s, back in the 90s that's coming out. You know, these TikTokers and YouTubers be breaking down these videos and chopping them up, pointing out stuff that we ain't never seen before. Pointing out, you understand, transgenders in the videos back in the 90s. Yes. You understand? Back in the 90s. I said, I can't believe this. I said, man, let me go see this for myself. Let me go see this for myself. All of the things that they are now pointing out in these videos and what's going on and conversations and all of this stuff and above. You should not be surprised. You thought that somebody like P. Diddy was somebody that was going to be, you know, this holy sanctified and this has the keys to fixing black people, has the keys that this is somebody that you should listen to. You understand that this the father you want to be like. You understand you want to have a friend like Diddy. You see them up in the ocean somewhere. He calling Meek Mill daddy. And somehow you think that that's who you should follow. He said, I see you, Big Daddy. He and fabulous. You mean what you talking about? Who got the best bars? They're getting called daddy in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on a yacht, naked. That's happening. You understand? That's happening. And that's with all of these celebrities that's out here. You shouldn't be surprised or flabbergasted he was lying. Just 3 weeks ago, this guy, this crazy man, was just telling you about how these is all allegations and they lies. It's not true. It's not true. I'm telling you, they trying to set me up. They trying to set me up. No, you set yourself up. You set yourself up when you decided that you were going to commit these crimes and think that nobody would ever find out. You should understand that everything that be done in the dark is going to get brought to the light. You should understand that from the get-go. Knowing that is what can happen and knowing that's what's going to happen, it should move you even further and even more to say, I'm not even going to do that. I ain't even going to take that path. I don't want to do that. That's why I try to tell you, America has a way of making black people not think about the what if. Not think about what if you get caught. What if this camera footage gets released? What if you get caught up in this play? What if you get caught up doing this thing? You don't consider the what if, so then we become very risky. You don't consider the fact that you can go to jail for it, so then we get a little bit more risky. You don't think about the fact that you can get caught and that this camera is everywhere for what you're doing, so you think that you can just be risky. You understand? Some of you sisters, some of you got the makeup out there, and brothers think that they can beat on you and then tell you to put some makeup on your face and think that it's just, it doesn't rain outside. Her eyelash, that long behind eyelash ain't gonna move that big old bruise that you put on her chin. You just think that can just get covered up. Crimes cannot get covered up. It's only going to stay hidden, but for so long. And just like any lie that you tell, the longer that it's now extended out, the worse that it's going to be. The deeper the hole that it is that you digging for yourself. You understand? And that's what P. Diddy thought. That's what P. Diddy thought that could happen. And he continued on his life perfectly fine. On IG Live, partying, you understand, enjoying and having the time of his life. And he honestly believed that he would never get caught. He honestly believed that. You understand? You got more in that scripture?
That's it.
Say that again. Let me get it from the top.
Matthew 7:17.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
Uh-huh.
But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Uh-huh. Read verse 18.
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
And neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. You understand? Like, that is what we have to understand about our oppressor in the kingdom. It is that we are now in captivity in. There's a reason why it says separate from your oppressor and to separate from this society. Because if you join a society, man, you're gonna find yourself beating up some woman in the middle of this hotel. If you join the society, you're gonna find yourself committing the very same crimes that they've committed. They don't believe that they should ever get persecuted. They don't find themselves guilty. And you believe that enough money and enough power means that you're not guilty. You believe that you are just as good as the Supreme Court and that you can pay off a family and that you can pay off a woman. That is what you believe. You believe that an apology fixes everything. Well, no, an apology does not fix everything. You understand? Diddy over there probably pulling his hair out because he went on I'm gonna go ahead and just go and accept this, and I'm gonna just go ahead and apologize. I'm gonna just go and apologize. I know I was lying a couple weeks ago, but I'm sorry for that too. I'm sorry I lied to y'all 3 weeks ago, and I said that these is all that they was lying. They was telling the truth. I just didn't know how to say it. I was scared. I was young. I was immature. That was 8 years ago. You are a grown man. Diddy is what, 50 something? He's like 50 something. And you talk about I was immature. You were immature at 40. You was immature at 45. I'm not surprised. Talking about something, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't thinking. Let me tell you something about a demon that's on you. After you commit that crime, that demon then leaves you. It leaves you high and dry to not accept it. And that demon on Diddy is still there. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that it's all because he didn't apologize. I'm not convinced that it left up on him. That thing is still up on him. He probably done went and threw something together already. You understand? But after you don't commit that crime, you sit there and you think to yourself like, man, what did I just do? What did I just do? In the beginning, you sit there the first time you say, man, what did I do? I would never do something like that. What got into me? Right? Go ahead.
If he was really truly sorry for what he did, he will follow suit of what G Dep, one of his artists, did. You know about the story about G Dep? He killed somebody some time ago, and the cops couldn't find who it was. So he was, it was a cold case. He got off basically got scot free. He was off. No one knew it was him except for him. It was eating him up so much he turned himself in. Went to jail. Said I did it. Went to jail. He just got out a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago. Did a 13-year bid because he was actually sorry for what he did.
Yeah. That if you was really sorry, you would have turned yourself in before the video got released. You'd have turned yourself in and admitted to your crimes and just confessed to what it is you did. Then you still would have been considered an evil man, but at least we would have recognized that maybe we would have believed that y'all sorry. You understand? But you did live with it. You said the brother there, you understand? He a brother. Yeah. You said the brother there, he couldn't live with himself with it, so he turned himself in. Diddy, you was living perfectly fine. You was on jet skis and cooling in the middle of the ocean and beach parties and all this and above. And you was living with it fine. You went to see, how they say when you commit some crime, how do you sleep with yourself? He slept fine. How can you sleep at night? He slept day and night. He was perfectly fine. So then you're not really sorry. So you're not really fooling nobody. Nobody believes that you're sorry. That's the your kids don't believe it. You don't believe you're sorry. Nobody believes you're sorry because you're not really sorry. Because after a while, the next part two, after you done committed a crime so much, and after you've been doing wrong for so long, you've been doing wrong, got away with it, wrong, got away with it, wrong, got away with it, wrong, got away with it. After a while, it just becomes second nature to you. After a while, you're not as sorry as you once were because you done become comfortable in your wrong. You become comfortable in your sin. Didn't the Bible tell us that the same sin that you're committing is how you're going to go out? Ain't that inside of the Bible? That you die by the same sin that you committed. When you see our brothers and sisters out there and we done found our way, you understand, by bad leadership, we done found our ways into the streets. What happens to our babies out in the streets? They done died in the streets. When you see the afflictions that is given from living certain alternative lifestyles, and then you get some disease, you get HIV, you understand, you get some herpes, you get some disease that is uncurable. You looking bumpy Johnson. You looking bumpy. Don't you see that you're gonna now go out the same way that you thought you would get away with? Let me help you understand something, brothers and sisters. You cannot live whatever life that you just want to live. This freedom that America done made you believe that you have, it doesn't really exist. You know that when that red and blue light turns on behind your car, you know that there's some sort of restraint that you can't just do what you want to do. But when that blue light and that red light not behind you, you feel like you're good. You feel like you'll never get caught until you get caught. Everything's peachy, perfect, and fine until it now comes around full circle. And you have to know that it's going to come around full circle. That's why we're telling you that Diddy wasn't sorry for what he was doing. He was living comfortable. He went to sleep at night perfectly fine on a $1 million bed. He wasn't. The Christian church done fooled you into believing that you can just commit whatever you want to and just nothing's going to happen. That is not the world that we live in. That's not what type of person you should want to be. Do you want to be that type of person? You want to follow underneath P. Diddy's footsteps? You understand? You have to stop doing evil so you just don't continue to become more comfortable within your sin, within being doing whatever wrong it is that you're doing. Don't allow yourself to now become comfortable with it, because once you done got away with it once, you done got away with it twice, you done got away with it 3 times and 4 times and 5 times. Now what they say, you're in too deep. Now you're in too deep. You done got away with it 100 times. What'd you say? Say again? Yeah. Now you done got away with it too many times. Now you're in too deep. Now you done found a love for it. Now then it feel a little bit of excitement in it that you done got away with it. And it make you feel exciting, don't it? Don't it make it feel exciting when you're doing something wrong and you getting away with it and you didn't get caught? You feel like you the man. You feel like you the man. You feel like you understand, like you untouchable and you can't get away with it. You living right, you understand, you eating good and all that and above, and you're fine with it. After a while, you get used to those meals that didn't come with that evil. After a while, you done got used to the fame. You got used to the woman. For Diddy, the men. You done got used to the men. You done got used to the men. You done got used to the cars. You done upgraded your life through evil. So now what comes with that? As much comes with that good life that you created with yourself. Now you have what they call you looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. That's what it means to now have a conscience. But when you're no longer looking over your shoulder, you don't become comfortable, and that's now who you are. Did he stop looking over his shoulder a long time ago? A long time ago, because anybody that's committing crime and they got a conscience, they're not trying to be seen. They're not trying to be seen. They're not trying to, be out there and look like, they living like this and living like that. But them ones that you see that's doing this evil and living a terrible life behind closed doors and all these things and above, and they going out there still smiling and shining like they, like they just, righteous to the max. Yeah, they stopped looking over their shoulder because they done got comfortable with it. The same way the Christian church that got comfortable with robbing black people, they done got comfortable with now the crimes that they're doing. They got comfortable with telling you lies. That's why 2 weeks ago, once again, Diddy could tell you 2 weeks ago on camera where millions is watching, millions of people are going to share it and like it. It's going to be on every social media stream and every social media platform. Millions of podcasters is going to go ahead and make videos of this. He was comfortable saying, listen, man, that's a lie. I didn't beat that girl. He was comfortable with saying it. That's a lie, man. That's a lie. Y'all let my kids hear this? You lying. And you done become very comfortable in it. Now you was this way in too deep. Don't have to get exposed the way Diddy is getting exposed. Put yourself in a position to actually consider what could happen if you decide to do to do this wrong. What could happen if you decide to make that decision? You understand? Consider what could happen. Who could you disappoint? Who could you dishonor? Who could you shame? Who could you hurt? Consider somebody else outside of yourself, and maybe it'll influence you enough to not make this decision that you're about to make. Maybe. You understand? You got something? Let me get Psalms, Psalms 37 and 1. Let me get Psalms 37 and 1 quick fast. Running up on the time.
Psalms chapter 37 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
A psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers.
Fret not thyself because of evildoers. What does fret mean, man? Like, don't worry. You understand? Fret not thyself because of evildoers. Keep reading.
Neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
And neither be thou envious of the workers of iniquity, man. Don't be envious. This message is throughout the Bible, man. Because if it's something that we know is, man, evil leaders, evil rulers, evil people, man, you go and get caught up. It's going to happen, man. And what the example that we should see within America and within our captivity here when it comes down to black people is when we do this evil, when we do this crime, when we decide that we're going to sell drugs, brother, you're going to get caught. When you decide that you're going to beat some woman, brother, you're going to get caught. Sister, same thing for you. When you decide that you're going to abuse some child, when you decide that you're going to do this, child services is going to catch up with you. It's going to happen. The Lord has a way of showing you that no matter what, you cannot and will not live and be a part of this society. You're not going to. And if you go and do it, I guarantee you're going to regret it. I guarantee you're going to regret it if you join that lifestyle. I guarantee you're going to wish that you had it. What we should see is all of these examples that's in front of us and not just look at it as it's entertainment. Oh, you seen that new Diddy interview? You seen that you seen everything Cat Williams is just talking about? You seen what they was brought on this and brought on that, and then we laugh about it. We pick a side in this and this and that. Nah, you should be looking at what does this mean? What is this saying? You understand? That's what you should be paying attention to. But now, once again, when you get caught up in doing these type of things, the Lord says, no worries. You understand? David says, don't worry, fret not at evildoers, people that's going to do evil. Don't worry about them. They're going to get theirs. They think that they're going to get away with it. They don't believe that the Kool-Aid is sweet. They think they're going to get away with it. You understand? Anybody feels like when they're doing that evil and they become comfortable with it, that they're going to get away with it. They feel like they have power until that power is now stripped from them. Diddy can lose every mansion that he has. You still jealous of him? He could lose every Rolls Royce, every Bentley that he has. You still jealous of him? He can lose his whole entire family, can be thrown in jail and be considered accomplices, not get another job or whatever you want to call it. The entire reputation and name destroyed. All of his work destroyed. Assets paused and seized from him. You understand that his entire life could go down in the middle of the night. And we still envious of him? No. No, you should not worry about somebody that's going to be doing evil. What you should do is focus on doing that righteous and persecuting that evil. You understand? Pursuing that evil in the way is this. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to be involved with none of that. You understand? And call out the dirty laundry that needs to be called out for and empty out that dirty laundry. Once again, these celebrities know all that's going on inside of Hollywood. All of the lies that's being told with these politicians. These churches know all of the lies that's being told with these politicians, and they're picking a side. They're picking a side and being used to now pass whatever message it is that needs to be passed. Be whatever distraction it is that needs to be distracting. That's what it is that they're being paid to do. You understand? Everything that they're doing, it comes with a price. And Diddy is now paying that price, and it's not going to be with money. It's going to be with his life. It's going to be with now losing his life. What does that mean? He's going to go to jail. He's going to go to prison. He's going to get caught up in all this and above, and it's going to get brought up in a courtroom. It's going to get brought up. You understand? And don't be surprised on who the next one is going to be. Diddy was caught up doing it, and he lied, and now he's apologizing. He's not going to be the last one that apologizes. He's not. And this is not just some big entertainment show that we should just be keying in on and watching and clicking and eating popcorn while watching. This is not what that is. This is something that you should now look back and say, damn, what evil have I done? What evil have I done? Let me look and examine my life. You understand? Who do I know out here is committing this and committing that? And damn, that's wrong. You know what? That's wrong. We got to get back to now thinking and considering what's right and what's wrong. We can't put that to the side no more. You have to now consider what is exactly that, man. That's wrong. You shouldn't do nothing like that, man. Right. You shouldn't do that, man. That's wrong, man. You should do that. You should get back to now advising your people and your brothers and your sisters and your friends and saying that's not right. That's not right, man. The I.S.U.P.K, we be going around, we be talking to our family and talking to our friends that's in the world, all this and above. And you know what I'm saying? We get hated for it all the time. But you're gonna love us at the end of the day, because what we doing is what you call real love. What we telling you is what you call real care. When we say don't eat that shrimp, when we say don't eat that crab, we say don't eat that pork, when we tell you don't leave that sister, when we tell you sisters out there, don't you be out here horning out on your man. When we tell you these things, that's out of love. And sometimes that love it becomes hatred, or it's received back with hatred, because why? You don't want to stop doing the evil you're doing. You don't want to dress like a woman. You don't want to dress with some class. You don't want to stop getting high. You don't want to address what happened to you. You don't want to do none of that. You don't want to address your abuse and deal with what done happened to you and get counsel. Many of us then become comfortable with the conditions that we're in. You become comfortable with it. You done found your outlet and you're sticking to it. You don't want that outlet of yours to catch up with you. You really don't want it to catch up on you. Now it's time that we start to reconsider the what ifs and what could happen, what could go wrong, and who could I harm? Who could I be harming? Who could I be hurting by what it is that I'm about to do? What it is that I'm about to say? The action I'm about to commit. Is this disrespectful? Respect has to now get put back into the black household and back into the black community. It has to get put there, because it's obviously not in Hollywood. You obviously don't become wiser when you decide to now join that industry. You don't become wiser. You understand? That's an evil tree. You don't become good within that evil tree. You understand? You're going to get tainted by joining this society. There's a reason that you're seeing now on why the Bible is telling you, nah, you got to separate up out of that society. They got a long list of crimes. Do you want your name on that list? They got a long list that the Lord is tallying up. All of the slavery, all of the child abduction and the child molestation. You understand? All of the false imprisonment. You understand? All of this that they done stacked up, all of the abortion clinics and the 500,000 babies a year in the black community that done stacked up on this long list. So when he's telling you to separate from this community, separate from this society, unless you want your name now on that list, that's not a list you want to be on. All of this, what I think is right and what I think is wrong, you're going to have to, you know, put that to the side and follow what God says is right and what's wrong. You're going to have to put that all the way to the side and now go on this. You don't want to be caught on that naughty list. That Santa naughty list don't exist. God's does. The Most High's does. And you don't want to get caught up on that list, man. You understand? That's why the Bible tells us to separate from all that, man. You don't want to now continue to just live a life that's solely about what you want to do and which you deem is necessary and what's right and wrong. It's not all about that. You understand? Right and wrong does exist. There are things that you should not do. You understand? Sometimes it might get caught up and it might be something that leads you into being in jail. And another one might catch you up in a different way. You might get a disease. You might get an affliction. You might lose your child. You might lose your job that provides your income to be able to take care of your family. You might lose your wife. You might lose your husband. Your children might hate you. You understand? You might end up hating your children. You have to understand that the decisions you decide to make don't just affect you. You understand? You have to think on a more vague platform to where you can understand that this thing right here, it's going to affect other people. So let me put more thinking into what is it I'm about to do. The Bible says get advice when everything. What does that mean? Somebody has to train you and tell you what is something that's right to do. Somebody who is righteous. But if you follow in an unrighteous nation, when you believe in that America is the system we should follow and that we should be a part of, and their religion and their doctrine and their ways of life, you're going to separate yourself further into their culture, into their society, into what they deem is right. And there's nothing right about this place. There's nothing right about this society. And you're seeing it unfold. And who are you seeing unfold underneath? On us. Who's getting the big camera shined on them? On us. Who's being called out and being called the gangsters and the criminals and the thugs? We are. Who's being called the thieves? We are. Who's being called a stain on society? We are. We're being called that. So you just don't get to, you don't see what's his name? Old boy that got caught up with all the cocaine on the boat. White dude. Yeah, got caught up on it. That's like a year or two ago. He was like a lawyer or something, or a lawyer system or something. Let me find his name. Hold on one second. You know exactly what I'm talking about as soon as I say his name too. I think it was a lawyer firm or something.
Yeah, it's a firm. It's a bank.
It was a bank. Yeah.
JP Morgan.
JP Morgan. You understand? You don't see JP Morgan getting all of the camera lights and flashed on him. You know more about Diddy than you know about JP Morgan. You know more about Diddy and Diddy's crimes and R. Kelly's crimes than you know about Epstein that just came out. You know more about those. You are the one that's always going to get put on blast and that outshines their evil. You get credited for being the most evil. You understand? You get called the criminals and the thugs. You the one that fill up the prison systems. You the one that get thrown in the prison and thrown underneath the jail. You're the one that gets their children taken from them. You're the one that gets put on child support. You're the one that gets all of the punishment that comes from doing the same exact crimes that they're doing. You don't understand that this lifestyle that is being pushed on us and makes us feel comfortable enough. Don't you forget that this isn't our resting place. Don't you forget and think for a second that you are a part of America and that you are a patriot of America and that you should be a part of their society. Don't you let a paycheck and a good job and you got a decent salary and you live in a good gated community that you think that you're not a slave in this place, that you think that you're better than the rest of us blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Don't let that paycheck fool you whatsoever. Don't let a suit fool you. Don't let the shoes on your feet fool you. You understand? Don't let the crib that you have fool you. Don't let the car that you're driving fool you to make you believe that now that makes you think that I can get away with doing evil. Don't let that now fool you into thinking you got some sort of power. You get a brother. Everybody knows you get some job. Last thing I'm gonna say before we in the class, you got it's always some Negro at some job that get a little bit of power that think I'm gonna be all on you now. I'm writing you up for everything. You understand? Nah, you got them braids. Them braids, you gotta get rid of them braids. That beard you gotta get rid of that, man. He get a little power, and now all of a sudden he think that he could tell you what to do. And then meanwhile, he go in the break room and go to sleep. Meanwhile, I'm gonna fire you. Yeah, man. Can't sleep on the job. Can't sleep on the job. You got, I'm gonna have to write you up for that. As all of us know, you got some Negro at this job that then got some sort of power, project manager, lieutenant, whatever it may be, that now think that he got a little power and now he think he's better than you. Yeah, that's not what we should be doing, man. You understand? P. Diddy, you understand? There's gonna be more that comes around. Don't be like P. Diddy. See the situation that's happening, and then now evaluate your life. Evaluate what's happening to him before the eyes of the entire world. You understand? With that, we're gonna pass the class over to Precinct Officer Bakwasha. I had always one Negro. I almost pissed my own self off. Salaga. I thought about five brothers that quick. I thought about 5 that quick, man.
Security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commanding General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. If a new brother and sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After 6 months, after this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of any penny, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of First Fruits, which we are currently in right now. It starts after the Sabbath, unleavened bread, sundown, Sunday, April 28th, 2024. You count 50 days. We celebrate it on the 50th day, and that is Monday, June 17th, 2024. Starts before sundown. You can find this in Leviticus 23, 10 through 22. If you're in the DC area, the DMV area, most likely we'll be celebrating the Feast of First Fruits up in Baltimore. But we will keep you posted. Keep in contact with the camp leader, and we'll keep you posted on where we're gonna be celebrating the Feast of First Fruits. You got anything?
No, that's it.
Remind Akim and Akwathim to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headbands, and scarf. For that, I say Amijam, which means a stand. We're going to give one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amijam Shabbat. Imajim, Barak. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yajim Matah. Class dismissed.